Raymond Lampert, that's R-A-Y-M-O-N-D, last name L-A-M-P-E-R-T, Democratic, running for the 137th State House District.
Okay. What issue is most important to you as we head into November?
The most important issue for me is jobs and rights of workers. In my practice as an employment lawyer, I represent a lot of working people who have been the target of unlawful workplace practices, including harassment, discrimination, underpayment of wages. And I believe that our legislature has not been doing enough in the last several years to strengthen and protect the rights of working Missourians.
Okay. What do you believe we are doing wrong right now, and what will you do differently if you win?
Well, in general, I believe that the legislature has been more focused on wealthy donors, corporations, over the concerns of ordinary, everyday people. And one of the things that I would do, of course, would be to visit and work with representatives of working people, educators, teachers, healthcare workers, the people who really work to make a difference in our lives and address the issues that are most important to them, that impact all of us on a day-to-day basis.
What do you believe is most important to the district?
The 137th is a largely rural district containing several full communities as well as people who live just outside the Springfield area. I believe that this district is very concerned with issues that affect small towns, especially loss of jobs, business, public education. We've seen tragic cuts in access to health care for rural communities, in education for rural communities, as well as lack of interest in infrastructure for those communities as well. Our cities and our small towns are all important and should all be treated well and represented by the state.
What do you believe is top of mind for voters right now, economy, race, or COVID-19? Which is the biggest concern, and how would you address those?
I think right now the most pressing concern is definitely COVID-19. It's tragic that so many lives have been lost when we could have had a strong statewide and nationwide response to this crisis early on. If our leaders had been open and honest and direct and taken decisive action to keep this crisis contained, we would probably be well over our hump by now. But sadly, it looks like it's going to be continuing for some time.
How would you address that?
I believe that we need strong statewide mandates on masking and more funding directed towards healthcare providers. I know many people, doctors, nurses, emergency workers, who are overwhelmed, overworked by the staggering number of patients who are coming in. And it's good that the state did pass Medicaid expansion, which will definitely help access to health care in our more rural regions. But I think most important is open and honest communication between the government and the people as to what they can do and what they should do. We especially need to rely on our medical experts for advice when it comes to addressing this.
How would you reassure the voters that you'll fight for what they want?
I'm not taking contributions from deep-pocketed wealthy donors or from corporations. Everyone who's supported my campaign are generally small donors, many of them people I know, friends, family members, and because those are the people that I really want to represent. I will not be in the pocket of special interests or lobbyists. I don't do that. And in my day-to-day life, in my practice, I already do represent ordinary people in the courts, and I want to continue to represent them in Jefferson City.
Why run for office?
I've been seeing that the direction that this state and this country has been going on in the last several years, and I've felt that the people really need a voice for them in Jefferson City. The previous person to hold the 137th district ran unopposed several years, and that's not something that we as a state should allow. You know, it's been a privilege and an honor and to step forward and be willing to run for this seat. And I think that you know, what the people need most is choice, because if a person runs unopposed, or if the same person gets continually reelected, the people really don't have much of a choice or a vote. And win or lose, it's good at least to know that you know, I gave the voters of this district the opportunity to have their voices heard.